In 1956, a radio broadcaster named Earl Nightingale recorded a short message for his sales team while he was out of town. It was so simple he almost didn't bother. It went on to sell over 1 million copies on vinyl, the first spoken word record ever to do it, and it's still quietly changing lives 70 years later. He called it the strangest secret, and the secret was 6 words long. We become what we think about. Now, in the wrong hands, that sentence turns into fluffy nonsense. Sit and daydream about money and the universe delivers. That is not what Nightingale meant, and he'd have hated that version. What he actually discovered is far more grounded and far more useful. A real, mechanical link between the thoughts you hold most often and the financial life you end up with. Today I'm taking Nightingale's strangest secret and the ideas around it, and I'm giving you the practical, no magic version. Number 4 is the one that separates the small handful of people who build real wealth from the roughly 95% who never do. One quick thing before we start. Nothing here is mystical, and Nightingale himself was careful about that. He wasn't saying thoughts magically rearrange reality. He was saying your dominant thoughts quietly steer your attention, your decisions, and your actions thousands of times a day, and those actions are what build or wreck your finances over time. Thought isn't magic, it's the steering wheel, and most people have their hands off it. Let's get into it. Lesson 1. You become what you think about. Lesson 1. Your financial life is being shaped right now by whatever you think about most. This is the secret itself. So let's make it concrete. Nightingale noticed that the human mind is constantly moving toward whatever it dwells on. If a person's dominant thoughts are about lack, about not having enough, about how money is hard and out of reach, they tend, without realizing it, to act in ways that produce exactly that. And if a person's dominant thoughts are about building, growing, and possibility, they tend to notice opportunities and take actions that slowly produce that instead. Same world. 2 different filters, 2 different lives. Here's the mechanism, stripped of all the woo. Your thoughts direct your attention shapes what you notice shapes your decisions, and your decisions, repeated over years, become your financial reality. Think constantly about scarcity, and your brain literally screens the world for evidence of it and acts scared. Think about growth, and it starts surfacing, openings the anxious person walks right past. Nightingale wasn't promising magic. He was describing a feedback loop and pointing out that almost nobody bothers to aim it on purpose. The move. Start paying attention to what you actually think about money all day. Is it mostly fear, lack, and I can't, or possibility, growth, and how could I? You're becoming one of those directions whether you choose it or not. The only question is whether you'll pick which one. Lesson 2. Success is the direction. Lesson 2. Success isn't a finish line. It's the progressive realization of a worthy goal. Nightingale gave one of the best definitions of success ever written, and it quietly reframes money. Success, he said, is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal, meaning success isn't arriving at some magic number. It's the ongoing act of moving toward a goal that genuinely matters to you. By that definition, a person steadily working toward a meaningful financial goal is already successful today, right now, even before they arrive, because success is the direction of travel, not the destination. Here's why that matters so much for money. Most people have no worthy financial goal at all, just a vague wish to have more, and a vague wish gives you nothing to progressively realize, so you drift. Nightingale's definition demands 2 things: a goal worth pursuing and steady movement toward it. Have both, and you're succeeding, and the feeling of succeeding fuels more action, which produces more results. Miss either one, and you spend your life busy but directionless, working hard and going nowhere in particular. And notice, this also frees you from the trap of feeling like a failure until you're rich. The Nightingale reframe says the moment you're genuinely moving toward a worthy financial goal, you've already joined the successful. Because you're doing the one thing the drifting majority never does, progressing on purpose. The move. Define one worthy financial goal, specific enough to move toward, and then measure your success by whether you're progressing toward it, not by whether you've arrived. Direction is the win. Keep moving in it, and arrival takes care of itself. Lesson 3. Your mind is fertile ground. Lesson 3. Your mind is like fertile ground. It grows whatever you plant, weeds or wealth. Nightingale told a small parable that lands hard. Imagine a farmer with rich, fertile land. That land doesn't care what he plants. It will grow whatever seed goes in, a valuable crop or a deadly weed, with equal power. Plant nothing on purpose and it doesn't stay empty. It fills with weeds all on its own. Your mind, he said, works exactly the same way. It's fertile, powerful ground, and it will grow whatever you plant. Or, if you plant nothing deliberately, it'll grow the weeds the world plants for you: fear, doubt, envy, lack. Here's the mechanism. This is the same feedback loop from Lesson 1, but the parable makes the responsibility clear. Your mind is going to grow something. It is not neutral, and it does not stay empty. If you don't consciously feed it goals, standards, and constructive thoughts about money, it doesn't stay blank. It gets planted by default, by the news, by social media, by anxious people around you, by every message designed to make you feel behind. And it grows those weeds with the same power it would have grown your goals. Most people's financial minds are simply overgrown with seeds they never chose. The move. Decide what you're planting. Each day, deliberately feed your mind constructive input about money and your goals, and just as deliberately, stop marinating in the anxious scarcity noise that plants weeds for you. The ground will grow something regardless. Your only job is to choose the seed. Lesson 4. Almost nobody sets a goal. Lesson 4. The one that separates the few from the many. Almost nobody sets a real goal, so simply having one puts you in rare company. Nightingale pointed to a sobering pattern. Take 100 people at the start of their working lives, and by the end, only a tiny handful will be financially independent, while the vast majority will be broke, dependent, or still working out of necessity. And the number one difference, he argued, wasn't intelligence or luck or background. It was that the successful few had a clear goal and moved toward it on purpose, while the many drifted, reacting to life like a ship with no rudder, going wherever the current happened to push them. Here's the mechanism, and it's almost unfair how simple it is. A goal acts like a rudder and a filter at the same time. It gives your daily decisions a direction to be measured against, so you can actually steer, and it tunes your attention to notice what serves it. Without one, every day is just reaction, whatever's loudest, whatever's easiest, whatever everyone else is doing. And reaction, repeated for 40 years, drifts you straight into the majority's result. The reason so few build wealth isn't that wealth is so rare. It's that a clear, written, pursued goal is rare, and almost everyone who has one ends up somewhere the drifters never reach. The move. This is the cheapest edge you will ever get, so take it. Write down one clear financial goal with a number and a rough timeline, and let it become the rudder your decisions steer by. That single act puts you ahead of most people you'll ever meet, because most people never do it at all. Lesson 5. Acres of Diamonds. Lesson 5. The opportunity you're looking for is almost always closer than you think. Nightingale loved an old story called Acres of Diamonds. A farmer hears of men getting rich mining diamonds, sells his farm, and spends his life wandering the world searching for a diamond field, and dies having found nothing. Meanwhile, the man who bought his farm discovers that the land itself, the farm the first man sold, was sitting on one of the richest diamond deposits ever found. The first man traveled the earth looking for wealth that was under his own feet the whole time. Here's the mechanism, and it's a quiet gut punch for anyone always waiting to start somewhere else. Most people believe their opportunity is elsewhere, in another city, another industry, another economy, some better situation they'll get to someday. And so they never dig where they actually stand. But your acres of diamonds are usually right here, in the skill you could deepen, the job you could turn into more, the side income you could start tonight, the money you already earn that you could finally put to work. Nightingale's point wasn't that far-off opportunity isn't real, it's that people ignore the fortune within reach while romanticizing the one over the horizon and spend their lives arriving nowhere. The move. Before you go looking for some better situation to start in, look hard at the ground you're already standing on. The skills, the income, the openings already within reach, and start digging there. The opportunity you keep waiting for is very often the one you keep walking past. Lesson 6. Act and expect. Lesson 6. Act as the person you intend to become and expect the result, because expectation shapes behavior. Nightingale taught that if you want a different result, you begin by acting like the person who already gets that result, and by genuinely expecting success rather than bracing for failure. Now, the shallow version of this is delusion. Act rich, buy things you can't afford, fake it till the credit runs out. That's the opposite of what he meant, and it's how people go broke. What Nightingale meant was behaving with the discipline, standards, and mindset of the financially successful before the money fully arrives, because those behaviors are what produce the money in the first place. Here's the mechanism. Your expectations quietly govern your actions. A person who expects to stay broke doesn't bother saving, investing, or trying. Why would they? They've already concluded it won't work, so they don't act, and their non-action confirms the expectation. A person who genuinely expects to build wealth takes the actions that build it, saves, learns, invests, persists, because they believe those actions will pay off, and so they actually do. The expectation doesn't magically summon money. It changes your behavior, and the changed behavior produces the result. Expect nothing, act like nothing, get nothing. Expect to build, act like a builder, and the building happens. The move. Start behaving now like the financially disciplined person you intend to become. Saving like them, learning like them, deciding like them, and genuinely expect it to compound. Not fake wealth, real behavior, held with real expectation. That's the version that works. Lesson 7. The 30-day test. Lesson 7. Don't take any of this on faith. Test it for 30 days and let the results convince you. Nightingale never asked anyone to just believe him. He issued a challenge, a 30-day test. For 30 days, he said, deliberately control what you think about. Keep your mind fixed on your goal and off the fear and lack, and take action toward that goal every single day and watch what happens. He was confident that 30 days of directed thinking and consistent action would produce enough visible change that you'd never go back to drifting again. It's the whole philosophy turned into an experiment you run on yourself. Here's the mechanism, and it's why this works even for skeptics. 30 days is long enough to break the autopilot. Most people have never gone even a week deliberately steering their thoughts toward a financial goal and acting on it daily. They've spent years on unconscious autopilot instead. Just 30 days of consciously feeding your mind the right seeds and taking one real action a day starts to visibly shift things. Opportunities you start noticing, decisions you start making differently, momentum you start feeling. And once you've seen it work with your own eyes, you don't need faith anymore. You have proof. That's what Nightingale was really after, not believers, but people who tested it and got convinced by their own results. The move. Run the 30-day test. For 1 month, guard what you think about money. Keep it fixed on your goal and starve the scarcity noise, and take one action toward that goal every single day, no exceptions. Then judge the whole philosophy by what actually changes. Nightingale was betting you'd never fully go back. The turn, it was never magic. So here's what to actually take from the strangest secret, because the mystical crowd has spent decades twisting it into something Nightingale never said. We become what we think about, not because thoughts cast spells, but because thoughts steer attention, attention steers action, and action, repeated over time, builds your entire financial life. Set a worthy goal. Choose what you plant in the fertile ground of your mind. Be the rare few who actually aim. Dig where you already stand. Act and expect like the person you're becoming, and then test it for yourself. Not one of those requires believing in anything supernatural. Every one of them is just the grounded truth that the mind you carry around all day is quietly writing the story your money follows. And that's exactly why this belongs on this channel. The quiet builders of wealth were never just doing different things with money. They were thinking differently first, and the different actions followed. Earl Nightingale figured that out in a single recording he almost didn't make, and 70 years later it's still true, because the mind still works the way it worked then, and most people still leave theirs on autopilot, growing whatever the world happens to plant. So here's your move. Take the 30-day test, but start with just today. Pick your worthy goal, decide what you're going to keep your mind fixed on, and take one small action toward it before you sleep tonight. Then, do it again tomorrow. That's the strangest secret in practice, simple, unglamorous, and quietly powerful enough to change your whole trajectory. And if this is the kind of grounded breakdown you want more of, subscribe to Rich Person Habits, because every week I take one more timeless idea about building real wealth and I strip it down to how it actually works. No magic, no hype, just the truth. I'll see you in the next one.